All right, it's me again. Yeah, so we're gonna do the NFL again. It's week 8, right? It's the end of week 8, so it's about the halfway season of the season, halfway points of the season. Um, what I'm gonna do is just go over the results for me this week, of this last week, and probably do another video, and we'll go over the standings for the midpoints of the season. Okay. Well, I did 7 out of 13, so that's one game um, over 500. Not very good. Right in the middle of everything. Um, there was one game that went off where I didn't get quite to pick. It was the the London game that went off 9 in the morning. It ended up being a tie. I didn't pick any. While I wrote down that I picked Cincinnati minus 30 points, it was a tie. I didn't put it in my official stats or anything like that. But let's just review, or let's rewind all the way back to the beginning of week 8. So Jacksonville takes on Tennessee. Tennessee is favored by 3. 43 and a half is the over-under. Game, Tennessee destroys Jacksonville at home. Tennessee puts up 36 points. Jacksonville only 22 points. Tennessee outright wins, and they covered that 3-point spread. I picked the game right, and it did go over. Tennessee, they look like they're doing pretty good. I mean, I think they're scoring a lot of points. I think I did point that out last time. I believe it was Tennessee that I was talking about. So they're scoring about 20 some odd points a game. So, I mean, their offense seems to be working. I mean, you're going up against the Jacksonville team. Not bad. I mean, Tennessee, they're there. And I guess right at this point, I guess everybody's in the hunt. But Tennessee in particular, I mean, they're not standing out to me as one of the teams that would be in the postseason right now, but it's altogether, of course, possible. Um, Jacksonville, on the other hand, yeah, I don't think they're gonna make it. I don't think Tennessee will make it either, to be honest with you. So they're they're both at the bottom of the division. Washington and Cincinnati. This game was a tie. It was played in London, so all of a sudden you have I don't know. Well, it is what it is. It's the second. It's the second tie we had in 2 weeks. So maybe it'll be a tie next week. I don't see that happening, but it's a possibility. Maybe it's the start of a trend. The line was Cincinnati to 3, and the over/under was 48 points, 49.5 actually by the time I wrote it down and went off. Like I said, the score is 27-27, so it did go over. Yeah, it went over. And well, nobody won. Everybody went over there. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, Cincinnati and Washington. I mean, I actually think that Washington is the inferior team. So good, good for them for tying the game. Detroit at Houston. The line was at 2.5. It went to 1.5. Houston still favored. The 46 was the over/under. Detroit. So Houston was supposed to win at home, but only by a small margin. Houston ends up winning by 7 points. The score was 13-20. Over/under stayed under, and Houston outright wins, easily taking that 1.5-point spread. Seattle and New Orleans. The line was started at 3, went to Seattle -3, went to Seattle -1.5. 48.5 was the over/under. So the score went to 45, so it stayed under. And Seattle ends up losing, and New Orleans at home takes the win 20-25. I don't like New Orleans, and Seattle is. I don't know. Seattle's not the same Seattle that we're used to either. I keep saying this over and over and over, but these are the kind of. I mean, it's week 8, so these are the kind of trends that we're looking at that will make you change your mind about how you feel about a team. Seattle, will they be there at the end of the season? Well, they have the record, but I don't think they're going to be a top contender to make it through the brackets. That's how I think. New Orleans, well, no, New Orleans isn't going to be anywhere, but they did get a nice win. Good for them. New England at Buffalo. Okay, New England. This line started out at 6. Stayed at 6. The over under was at 47, was 48. So it's pretty high over under. New England is heavily favored on the road against a pretty decent Buffalo team that always plays them tough. Score was 41-25. So I've already heard of MVP chance for Brady at this point, and he's only been back 4 games or something. I don't think he's thrown a pick or something. He's on this ridiculous streak again. Good for him, good for New England, good for everybody over there. I picked New England to win and cover. I did pick the under, but this game went way over. Big deal, right? But yeah, New England's going to be there. Buffalo, I thought they were getting better. I think I declared them a sleeper, but they kind of got shot down. Doesn't mean that they won't be a sleeper, but that's what I think about the new that game. That's the biggest takeaway. Buffalo, I don't think they're out, down and out. And New England, well, of course, we all know that they're a contender. Oakland at Tampa Bay was the next game. Started out as a pick. It did end up going Oakland to be favored by 1. Over and under was 49. I thought that was ridiculous. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oakland's one of the better teams this season. I mean, they're emerging as one of the better teams in the last few years. Tampa Bay, I don't think they're there yet. They got some work to do. Score of the game was 30-24, so Oakland easily takes this game. The over/under, well, it went over, so I did pick that one right. I think I skipped the game there. Sorry, guys. Well, it's Cleveland. It's easy game to skip. New York Jets at Cleveland. I did skip that game. So the Jets were favored by 3 on the road against Cleveland. So the Jets, being as shitty as they are, still were able to draw a favorite on the road against a very, very shitty Cleveland team. It's 45 was the over/under, so it was kind of a mediocre over/under. This game was it was a shootout, 31-28. The Jets prevail over the winless Browns, poor Browns, and I went with Cleveland on this one. I thought Cleveland was due for a win against the shitty Jets. It was their best mathematical chance to be a winner, but it just didn't happen. And if you're looking at that game, which I was, Cleveland was in the driver's seat the whole time, and it just didn't happen for them. Too bad for them. Well, that's the NFL. Okay, keep on going. KC at Indianapolis. Kansas City is a 3-point favorite against the at-home Indianapolis team. 50.5 was the over/under. Kansas City puts up 30 points, and Indianapolis only puts up 14 points. Indianapolis is struggling. Kansas City, they're a lot like their quarterback. They just churn out wins and stuff. Good for them. So that was it. I picked Kansas City to win and cover, and they picked the under, and it went obviously over. Arizona at Carolina. I like both of these teams. Carolina is struggling mightily. Arizona is as well. The line was at Carolina -3. It went to 2.5. 46 is the over/under. This game was pretty decent. I picked Arizona to go ahead and cover that, or I picked Arizona to win, or to with the points. Arizona, I think it was 20-30 here, so Carolina actually gets a win. Carolina's wins are few and far between. It's only their second win of the season. That puts the Cardinals with only 3 wins in the whole season as well. Will they be there for the postseason? I don't think both these teams will make it. Green Bay at Atlanta. Wow, this game was a shootout. Atlanta comes out to win 32-33. I picked Green Bay with the points. I was actually right on this one because Atlanta was favored by. I think Atlanta was favored by the 3 points. And it went over. San Diego at Denver. Denver was favored by 3.5. 43.5 was the over/under. Denver easily wins this one at home, 19-27. What can you say? Denver is great. Next week, Denver is going to play a really good game that I'm interested in watching. Philadelphia, Dallas. Dallas comes out a 5-point favorite, 43.5. Great game. Dallas has an MVP chance. They win this 23-29. Of course, I picked this game to go over and under. Minnesota, Chicago. Well, Minnesota's a 4-point favorite. Chicago actually comes out and wins this game 20-10. Great win for the Bears, and not so good for Minnesota. Minnesota has some trouble now. They just fired some guys, and well, we'll see what happens. My time is up. I'll see you guys.